So, Mark, Scottie Scheffler had a hard time describing his year, almost speechless. How would you describe Scottie Scheffler's year?
Well, it's the probably the greatest single season we've seen that isn't under the name Tiger Woods. I guess you could potentially pull one of the VJ Singh years from the early 2000s and compare it in there as well, because VJ went very deep that year and stole number one in the world from Tiger Woods. But this is Tiger-esque, I guess, in a sense. We're going to get to it in Winner's Weird and What later on in the show about how Tiger-esque it actually is. But when you look at the quality of the wins, Adam, and everybody, there's a lot of trolls on social media trying to like whoop up the Xander Schauffele conversation of Player of the Year. And listen, wonderful, wonderful year for Xander Schauffele, 2 majors. But you cannot compare when you look at a Masters, a Players, which is practically a major, the signature events, beating the who's who of the PGA Tour in 5 other additional starts, a gold medal, and then eventually the FedEx Cup. It is unbelievable. And it leads me to a thought I had, Adam, and a question I have for you. Think of the way that you and Bob and I broke down 2023, even 2022 to a certain degree with Scottie Scheffler. They were good years, but you and I quite often alluded to them as almost wasted opportunity years, years where he could have had 5 or 6 wins, but the putting just would not allow it. Go back to that putter change, the Arnold Palmer Invitational, going to a tailor-made Spider putter. Where are we right now if he doesn't make that change? Is that the greatest equipment change in the history of professional golf?
That's a great question, Mark. I was actually trading texts with Adrian Reitveld from TaylorMade, who we had on our show a couple of times at the RBC Canadian Open, talking all about said change and how, I know it's pretty corny saying this, but that's really the TSN turning point of his season, isn't it, Mark? I mean, without that putter change, we saw him so frustrated. You were there at Riviera when he was pretty much last in the field of those who made the cut at the Genesis Invitational, looking totally lost. And we know it, whether you're Scottie Scheffler or you're you or myself, you change your putter. Sometimes good things do happen just because you're looking at something different. Now that TaylorMade Spider mallet style of putter has jam-packed of technology that has certainly helped Scottie Scheffler's game helping him become more consistent too. And another thing you can look at here, Mark, as well, is the variety of ways he won this season. Came back from 5 shots in the final round alone at the Players' Championship. Won the Memorial, which was essentially a U.S. Open setup. Wins the Masters yet again. All in all, this guy was just so much fun to watch all season, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's just impressive. He was clearly the last 3 years the best ball striker in the world and the best player in the world, tee to green, with the most underrated short game as well. But this year, the putter caught up, to your point, Adam. And I think the sky's the limit. This is a young guy that has things in perspective. Wonderful family, wonderful support system, a fantastic relationship with the veteran caddy. And the biggest trap door he is going to avoid, because he has avoided this trap door his entire life. He is not going to fall down the Victor Hovland, Martin Keimer, Padraig Harrington trap door of swing instructor, changing mechanics, making major altering moves to his swing. For that matter, Tiger Woods. If Tiger Woods didn't fall down that trap door, we'd be counting probably 25 majors right now for Tiger. Scottie Scheffler will not fall through that trap door. They've been trying to fix his footwork, fix in quotations, his entire career. It's his swing. He owns it, and just look out. I do not anticipate much change in the world of golf over the next 3 to 5 years. It's going to be Scottyville the rest of the way.
I like the sounds of that. He wins over $62 million as well. And very likely the next time we'll see Scottie Scheffler is at the President's Cup at Royal Montreal.